Hi, I'm Zach from Corexcell, and today what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the pros and the cons of front squats. How they can help make you faster, but how they can also help make you slower. So we're going to go into that right now. So what I've seen over the years as a sports trainer is I've seen a lot of high school and also college. What they do is they do a lot of front squats, and they do them very low. And the goal is to obviously get them stronger in that low position, so then they can do cleans and they can catch very low, and they can work their clean up in weight and their front squat up in weight. And that's supposed to directly correlate over to speed and strength. And what I've seen is actually the reverse opposite. So I'll take a high school athlete that's been on a program like that. They're super tight. They're very immobile. Like they just have problems moving in general just because they've been locked in that position. Their quads are just getting so over dominant from doing those exercises. And I get them away from that, and I really have them focus basically on general RDLs, a lot more hamstring exercises, regular squats or box squats, jumps, sprints, and all of a sudden you see their speed go through the roof, and you see their mobility increases too. Obviously we had some stretches and some other small muscle work with their hips. And then what will happen is I'll get these athletes faster, then they'll go off to college. Now they're forced to do all those Olympic lifts in a really low position, front squats, and again, they come back for the summer, they're tighter, they're getting injured more frequently, and we back off those exercises, we go back into my system, and they get faster and they get stronger again. So this is Andrew. You might have seen his brother in some of our other videos. Okay, it's Nick Sharga. Andrew has been training with me for like the last 3 years, seriously. He trained with me when he was younger, but he got really hurt bad doing front squats and deep squats and low cleans his freshman year, and then he started training with me full-time after that, and just didn't do any more of the high school lifting. And you started here at a 5'2", 40, 5'1". Your sophomore year, what are you running now at the camp?
4.79.
You can tell.
4.79, 40-yard dash. Is that what you said?
Yeah, anything else you want to say?
9.4 broad jump.
Anything else you want to say?
Corexcell over the past 10 years has given me an advantage on the field and also off the field with combine testing such as 40-yard dash, broad jump, and 5-10-5 shuttle.
So do I believe in doing front squats in a sports training program? Yes, I do. I think it's good for acceleration. I think it's also good for the knees to develop the quads, okay, and really strengthen up that VMO. But I think there's really three things to keep in mind with a front squat. One is I don't make it a top priority in the sports training program. So I'm going to do it maybe once every 3 months or once every other month. And there's some other different variations that you can do. You don't have to do a front squat. And we're going to show you some other variations that you can do that are going to work the same muscles and you're going to get the same results from them. Secondly, we don't make the front squat a main lifting exercise. Okay, we usually use a squat or a deadlift as our main lifting, and we're going to use the front squat as an auxiliary lift. So we're going to do it more towards the end of the workout. And the main reason we don't make it the main lift is one, because I don't want to overload the quads, and two, because you can't lift that heavy of a weight. I'm trying to get my athletes to apply as much force as they can in the ground with all their primary movers, their glutes, their quads, and their hamstrings. And the back squat and the deadlift allow you to do a lot more weight than the front squat and get your glutes a lot stronger as well. So this is just a quick example, okay, of a program design. You got left A, okay, and right B. That's the deadlift cycle. You'll notice the front squats there, and we have some hamstring on that day. And the monthly cycle A, that's where we got the squat, the RDL, and the glute ham. If you're doing a deadlift for a monthly cycle, right, you're not getting much quad work. So the front squat's really nice to pair with that, because then you can get a lot more into the quads that day. Whereas with a regular squat, you're getting a ton of quad work. So we don't like pairing it with a squat cycle. We only do it with a deadlift cycle. We have a couple links at the end that's going to show you a lot more about program design, okay? And you can also learn what we do with day 2 legs. And the third thing is you don't need to go super low. If you want to go low, that's fine. But just realize from a sports training standpoint, you only really need to go down to 90 degrees. That's what's going to be necessary. And if you watch the top sprinters when they're doing cleans, like if you watch Usain Bolt or Asafa Powell, or any of the top sprinters, whenever they're doing cleans, they're working on bar speed, okay? So they want to get the bar up as high as they can with a lighter weight, and when you see them catch it, they're usually going to 90 degrees or just a little bit above. That way they know that they're moving the weight very fast, because ultimately that's what's going to correlate over onto the field. I think hang cleans are also very good, and working on the bar, getting up very high, rather than trying to catch it so low, because when you're catching it that low, if you're going into Olympic lifting and that's what you want to do, I get it. But from a sports training standpoint, I don't think it's necessary. Top athletes don't do it, and there's a lot more risk for injury on your knees when you're catching a heavy weight and dropping down that low. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in one of my athletes who's going to demonstrate some of the exercises you could do besides a front squat that work those same muscle groups. So let's go into that now. First exercise here, okay, we do it on a hack squat. And you just come up on your toes and you simply apply that front squat position. Basically very similar to doing a front squat. It's just a little bit more flexibility involved because you're up on your toes. Just a nice position to use as well. This one is a little bit more practical to how you would accelerate. But it's a lot more, it's on your toes, and so you're getting your quads and you're getting your glute too at that bottom section. So this is another great exercise. Here's a very similar concept. So we're our back foot up on a 4-inch box, and it kind of pushes us a little bit more forward, almost like you're accelerating. And then his heel is on a plate, and that just keeps you a little bit more forward. Just a nice way to do it as well. So if you want to learn more about why we don't clean, click here. If you want to learn more about program design using a box squat, click here. And if you want to learn how to adjust sprints, jumps, and also lifting, click right here at the bottom.